Welcome to CCN TV News, your premier source for local and international news. From the streets of Kingston to the capitals of the world, we are ready to cover you stories that shape our world. Stay tuned for breaking news.
What if I told you that behind Jamaica's most outspoken, confident, and fearless woman, the one who tells young people to talk up youth, lies a world of hidden battles, silent sacrifices, and unspoken truths? Emprezz Golding, host, activist, wife, mother, has built a public image of strength and empowerment. But who is she when the cameras stop rolling? Tonight, we go beyond the bright smile and bold speeches to uncover the woman, the mission, and the mystery behind the brand Emprezz. Emprezz Golding was never just another TV host. From the moment she burst onto the scene, she brought something Jamaica had never seen before: raw energy, honesty, and that fire in her voice that said, "Young people matter." A creative powerhouse, she turned that fire into a movement. Talk Up Yout, a groundbreaking television series that gave Jamaican youth a platform to speak their truth. It wasn't about fame or ratings, it was about impact. She created safe spaces for teens to discuss depression, violence, abuse, and the struggles most adults ignore. Over the years, she's been a host, producer, entrepreneur, and advocate. Her projects like Ackee Walk, a children's empowerment show, and her motivational podcast for Caribbean mothers prove that Emprezz doesn't just talk, she builds. But even empresses get tired. Even leaders cry behind closed doors. In her public speeches, Emprezz admits she's a multi-potentialite, juggling multiple roles, often all at once: TV host, businesswoman, mother-wife, motivator, mentor. But what happens when one woman tries to be everything to everyone? Friends say she's a perfectionist, passionate, visionary, and demanding. Those close to her admire her drive, but some quietly wonder, how does she do it all without breaking down? She once said in an interview that motherhood and marriage are not easy, and that simple truth reveals a lot. Behind the poise is a woman constantly balancing her passion for change with her private responsibilities. A superwoman in public, a human being in private. Emprezz Golding is married to Stephen Golding, a public figure in his own right, president of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, and son of former Prime Minister Bruce Golding. Their union drew attention when it began. Beauty meets activism. Media meets politics. Together, they represent two sides of modern history: empowerment and tradition. They've been open about celebrating milestones. Over a decade of marriage, raising children, and managing careers that pulled them in different directions. But Emprezz once shared that love isn't about perfection. It's about growth, forgiveness, and endurance. So, while the tabloids love to whisper about trouble in paradise, there's no verified report of scandal, infidelity, or separation. What is true, however, is that like many high-profile marriages, they've had to balance fame, expectations, and the weight of public judgment. Behind the smiles and matching outfit, there's a couple learning every day that marriage in the spotlight takes more strength than most imagine. The hidden truths about Emprezz Golding aren't scandalous. They're human. The truth is, she's been fighting for years against burnout. Fighting for youth who've lost hope. Fighting against a society that tells women they can't lead, can't speak, can't feel. Emprezz has faced criticism for being too outspoken, too emotional, or too real. Yet, That's exactly why people love her. She uses her pain as purpose. Still, there are unanswered questions. How sustainable are her initiatives? Who funds them? How much personal sacrifice does it take to keep Talk Up Yout alive year after year? These are questions that are fair for any advocate in the public eye. But one thing is certain, her influence is real. Thousands of young people across Jamaica credit her with giving them a voice, and that legacy may be worth more than any scandal ever could. In a world where entertainment often drowns out education, Emprezz Golding refuses to play small. She has challenged government policies, mental health stigma, and gender stereotypes, all through media. Some insiders say that makes her both respected and feared. She walks a thin line between activism and controversy, pushing boundaries yet managing to remain scandal-free. That balance is rare. It takes discipline, vision, and emotional intelligence. But the truth, Emprezz Golding's biggest battle may not be against society, but against exhaustion. How long can she keep carrying the emotional weight of a nation on her shoulders? At the end of the day, Emprezz Golding's story isn't about perfection. It's about purpose. She has built a brand on truth, love, and courage. A woman who could have chosen comfort, but chose confrontation instead. Her hidden truth is simple. Emprezz Golding is not just a host. She's a builder, a believer, and a warrior. Her marriage isn't a fairy tale. It's real. Her advocacy isn't just a performance. It's personal. And her legacy will not be measured by fame, but by the lives she's touched and the voices she's raised. So, the next time you hear Talk Up Yout, remember, it's not just a show. It's a movement born from one's woman's faith that Jamaica's future still has hope. Emprezz Golding, bold, brilliant, and beautifully complicated, the queen of empowerment, who reminds us all to speak up, live real, and never, ever apologize for being authentic.